if you're poor, you shouldn't be watching football games and watching sports and things like that. I don't like the current market of the coaches, right? The coaches be like, yo, go out there. Everything's gonna work. All you need to do is just go out there and do it. When you do have the opportunity and you don't have the money, there's not a likelihood that you're gonna be able to succeed.
Correct.
You have to have access to capital, whether it's your money.
Welcome to the Millionaire Essentials podcast, when we give you guys all the essentials it takes to become a millionaire. You know it's your host, Brandon the Provider, and I got my partner in crime, my co-host.
Yes, sir. It's Seven Facey. I know what's going on. We got our guy, Prada Jones here, man.
Yeah, man.
A very, very special guest. What's going on, Prada?
What's up, bro?
What's going on, man?
Yeah, this is actually our official first handshake, not just for the cameras. So yeah, what's good, man?
Super Bowl weekend, and you out here working,
He don't
man.
care nothing about that Super Bowl.
You out here working.
Yeah, man. Y'all out here working too. I don't know if y'all been watching the Instagram, but Myron Golden's little clip going crazy right now.
Which one?
What's that?
It was like
broke people watching a football game. To me, that is as dumb as a box of rocks.
if you're poor, you shouldn't be watching football games and watching sports and things like that. I see it from both sides, but I definitely lean more on if you're not where you need to be, then you shouldn't be like enjoying them games and things like that.
So that's a good way to start, right? I want to kind of start from the beginning, right? Because we've known each other for, all of us have known each other for quite some time, right?
For sure.
How did you start and get into entrepreneurship? Where did this come about? Because
I'm a rebel, bro. I'm a rebel. I don't like authority. I don't like confinement. I don't like shackles. So by nature, I don't like to take instructions from others. Not to say I'm not coachable, but I don't like to keep moving on other people's time. Like you got to be here, you got to do this. I'm just not that person. I wasn't that kid. I wasn't that child. I wasn't that teenager. So moving into adulthood, it only made sense for me to find my own money. You know what I mean? Right. So I'm not saying it was easy or I just had to figure it out, but I knew that I didn't want to clock in and, I just kept working at it until I got to this point. Yeah.
Got you. So, obviously being on your own time, that was definitely important.
For sure.
And it was a long journey, right?
For sure, and it's still going.
Exactly. And I think a lot of people, they look online, they not only just see you, but, they see a bunch of other people that is there now at that point of deemed success in their eyes, right?
Right.
In the public's eyes, that they're like, yo, he did this and he came up in no time.
Right.
But it took time for you to even get to this point. It took some failures to get to this point.
I'm in my 30s right now, early 30s, and I've been at this since 18, bro. Like, I started in college. I went to college. I went to Rutgers. Rutgers was cool. I ain't had the grades for the business school of Rutgers. You needed some good grades to get into business school of Rutgers.
3.5 or something like that?
It was up there, bro.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I went the next route, which was like when you don't get into business school, everybody go into econ. You get an econ degree. You know what I'm saying?
It's a little easier, right?
A little easier, you know what I'm saying? I went and got the economics degree, did that, you know what I'm saying? But I saved up a lot of money in college, though. I'll tell you that, right? Because most people, when they get in college, you get a lot of refund checks and things like that.
Facts.
I was stacking mine. I didn't have anything to do. I wasn't balling. I wasn't shopping and just misusing the refund checks. I stacked them up, so when I came out, I had some money to, get into some things. And like, I guess for an entrepreneur, that's really where you need to be. You get money. You gotta have money. Everybody, I don't like, and that's another thing. Just I start coming up here and vetting, but I don't like the current market of the coaches, right? The coaches be like, yo, go out there. Everything's gonna work. All you need to do is just go out there and do it. Yeah, all right, I hear you. You gotta have some sort of execution. And just being in rooms and things like that is gonna, it's gonna spark something. But when you do have the opportunity and you don't have the money, there's not a likelihood that you're gonna be able to succeed.
Correct.
You have to have access to capital, whether it's your money, whether it's somebody else's money, whether you have a sponsor, whether you got a sugar daddy. You gotta have some capital, baby. You gotta have capital. So for me, that's how I was able to like jumpstart my entrepreneur journey, because I had a little bit of money.
So it's crazy you say that because a lot of these coaches, a lot of people out here is saying, "Oh, you don't need no money. You can jump in it just with your knowledge." But you're saying the opposite.
Yep.
You should have a foundation or a supply, a source to start from.
Let's talk about it, because think about it. There's certain groups and communities that teach people nothing but creative finance.
Correct.
Which is a great tool.
It is.
Right? It's a great tool to have, but every deal cannot work creatively. That's right? Because there's two parts of a creative finance. Is the people that are actually initiating the offer and the people that are accepting the offer. Yeah. So if I don't know what the hell you're talking about, I'm never going to accept your offer, no matter how good it sounds.
Gotta speak the language.
Right? Got to speak the same language. And then the people that are making the offers are new, so they can't always explain it properly to execute it, to explain it to me and educate me on creative finance. So there's a disconnect in creative finance, right?
But not only that, you still need some type of capital to be able to get
and
into
even with a creative finance, it's not always $0.
Exactly. Like you
still need money.
Yeah, you need maybe a 5%, 10%, 15%.
So no matter how you look at it.
But it might not be you're financing directly through a bank. You might be financing through the third party, which is the seller of the home. But you still need money to put down, regardless of the fact. So I think your point to saying that that we need to save up, or at least come into entrepreneurship with something that we can hold on to so that we can be able to, fulfill the fruits of our labors as we start to go on. Yeah. I think it's important.
Have a foundation. Like
I think if people are going to teach creative finance or teach people let me step back a minute. There's money everywhere. We know that.
Yes.
Everywhere you look, there's money, right? And some of the coaches out here are they're really leaning on that. Like, you're gonna find money anywhere. I went to a conference one day, right? And they pull out your phone. What you gonna do? And this was like a commercial real estate event. They're like, pull out your phone, go through your contacts, send everybody a text message. You're gonna be surprised how many people in that phone right now you could, invest in you or whatever. That's cool. But I'm not investing with someone that doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah, because they're gonna say, "Hey, I have this deal. Can you invest?" But then when they start to ask you the details, not only just the details. Listen, where's my promissory note? How am I gonna be able to? There's
so much that goes into someone handing you money. I'm not your mom. I'm not your dad. I'm not obligated to give you anything. Those are the only people in the world that are quote unquote obligated to do something for you. If I'm an investor, you need to come to me correct before I give you anything. It's not just because I'm in your phone that you text me, you got a deal. Oh, I'm interested. Right. Even if I am interested, you have to take me to the next level. And if you don't have the expertise, you don't have the experience of whatever you're trying to get me to invest in, 9 out of 10 times you're not going to get that money. So you really need, what my point is, you guys that are doing creative financing or just trying to get in the game, you need to learn the skill of whatever it is that you're offering someone. You really need to hone in on that or be the best capital raiser possible. You know what I mean? With your team of people who are experts behind you. Yeah. And then everything else could kind of come together. Because once you control the money, you control everything else.
And you're a living testament to what you're saying, because I've seen you talk about putting your 10,000 hours into what you do. Facts. And over the years, I've seen you do credit, be successful.
Facts.
Do business funding, be successful. Get into buying businesses, be successful. Get into real estate, which is knee deep.
Hold on, first of all, listen.
We pulling some files here.
Come on.
And I'm gonna give you a brief story, right? Just a couple years ago, it may not have been a couple years ago, maybe a little while ago, I remember Prada calling me on the phone and asking me questions about real estate. It's a lot he didn't know. This man put his 10,000 hours in, literally and figuratively, probably more. Now he's knee deep in the game. And it's becoming one of the staples in real estate in the game.
That's a fact.
So I want you to break down real quick for entrepreneurs out there. There's a lot of people saying, stick to one thing.
Yeah.
How does somebody elevate and transform over time like that and be so successful in every field?
Well, I do believe in stick to one thing. because one thing has so many different avenues within that one thing. You know what I mean? That's like a supermarket. It's one place, but it has massive lanes, right? Every lane has something different going on, but they all work together. That's why someone goes to one supermarket. They don't go. Well, if you're a foreigner like myself. Right. My mom goes to one supermarket for her meats, then she goes somewhere else for the veggies, and then she might go somewhere else for, something completely different. But most people go to one place and get everything they need right there.
Shout out to moms.
Shout out to moms, right? But what I'm saying is everything that I've been doing, they're all integrated. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Everything are integrated, bro.
Yes.
It's not like today I'm saying, hey, I want to be a cook. I want to be the #1 chef in Jersey. I spend 5 years cooking, mastering recipes, and then tomorrow I wake up and I'm like, I'm gonna just do real estate. Like those two things, those two industries have nothing in common.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless you're buying the building and having a restaurant in there.
Exactly.
And maybe then, but for me, it's like, I started with credit because credit was the way we were gonna get in the door.
The foundation.
The foundation. Because for most of us, we skip the foundation and just think, we're gonna go get the money from the bank. So most of us don't talk credit, we talk funding.
Yes.
Like, all right, cool, funding is great, but how do we get to be fundable? I had to go to the credit. So I kind of reverse engineered. To be honest, when I first started, I wanted to just do real estate. Once again, as you go down the path, you see like, you need money for this.
We spoke a lot about, like, me and you personally, we spoke a lot about real estate too.
Hell yeah, countless conversations. And what B is talking about a few years ago, me reaching out, they was all in a community talking that creative stuff, and that shit was blowing my mind. I'm like, how is this possible? What are y'all doing? You know what I mean? And that's when he was trying to like bring me up to speed because I didn't understand creative. I still don't really care about it now, but it's another tool.
But I think the reason why a lot of people they go creative is because they've never understood the way how to access capital.
Right.
So I think but then again, it's a catch-22 because they do sometimes learn how to access the capital just for that down payment. Right. So then now they can access the capital for the down payment, do the rehab, refinance it out, pay the investor back, and still have the property and make their their monthly income. Yeah. But I feel like they don't fully understand how to access it through not only just using their own personal credit, but even some of their investors' credits. Right. So now it's like where are we really going?
This gets deep.
It's just like you said, tools in the tool belt.
Yeah.
Once you know how to master one, there's people that's master the creative, there's people that masters what you do.
Absolutely.
Like you said, you mastered the foundation, and then you started bolting on assets, other tools
ascension,
to now elevate. That's going to keep you moving forward.
100%.
Because you got the credit now. The next thing is to get the business funding. Now you got even more capital on the business side.
100%.
Now what? You get into assets like businesses that's going to cash flow, and then real estate, and then you learn how to put it all together.
Yep.
Yeah, buying revenue is definitely something, especially in real estate, that's needed. I feel like, and that's one of the things that I'm like. I know I've been definitely focusing on. That's conversations that me and B been having. Me and you even been having these conversations because it's like getting into fix and flip, getting into development is great, but that in between time is a lack of revenue.
Absolutely.
Right? And if you can have something that can be able to pile on top of, right? So if you have that revenue coming in automatically, now you don't have to worry about maybe even during that fix and flip process the phases.
Sure.
Because if you can fund it yourself and take your phase on the your phase 4 payout on the back end, your flip goes faster.
There's so many ways we can get creative with making money on real estate, man. Like,
and I see. Look, you smiling because he's been really killing it.
No, I love it.
He's been killing it.
Yeah, he's been killing it.
I love it.
One thing you said too that I noticed you said, you're a foreigner.
Yes.
So I want you to break down. Number one, let us know where you're from, and I see that foreigner mentality. It's a lot of hard working mentality that a lot of
they're
people
gonna
have.
chew you up for that.
I gotta ask, but it's like it's two sides of the coin. I know a lot of foreigners. They come here, work hard, and tend to exceed a lot more than people that's here. But they're scared of they like the work, but they're scared of the entrepreneur side. So break down how that mentality of being a foreigner have helped you.
Well, two things you just mentioned. One, you know, where I'm from and how the foreigner mentality seems to, you know, get you
Where you
certain
from? Where are you
places.
from?
West Africa, Liberia.
Yes, sir.
It's a very small country.
Big ups.
And is the country that was formed basically by the quote unquote free slaves of America. Yeah, so they moved when they was letting everybody free, they moved back to Liberia. They started up their own little colony, and the president, one of our old presidents in the U.S. named James Monroe, they would name their capital after him. So Monrovia, little history lesson, you know what I mean?
Got you.
But nonetheless, yeah, man, being a foreigner, I grew up seeing my mom work hard as hell, you know what I mean? And just foreigners, period, they just go hard. They go hard. But like you said, to your point, they don't always know about entrepreneurship. And anybody that thinks about entrepreneurship should be scared about entrepreneurship. There's nothing guaranteed about entrepreneurship. So, you know, for me, I don't mind people that's like, yo, I'm gonna stay away from that. I'm just want guaranteed money. I get that. I'll be the one, I'll be the one to go out there.
Exactly.
And you
Invest.
just, I'll take the risk. I'll get the reward. And you can just play it safe, but passive. Yeah, come with me.
Yep.
Everybody has to play their role.
Yep.
If we all out here doing the same thing, then there's no need for me no more. I don't shine. I don't stand above. I don't stand above the crowd anymore. If we're all doing the same thing.
Yeah, and it's the same thing I always say. You can have a 9 to 5, just invest.
Yeah.
Right? Not everybody's built for entrepreneurship, like you just said. They're not, but you need to invest because that $100,000 you making every year, 150, every single time your salary goes up, your expenses go up. So if your expenses are starting to go up at this point, start investing so that now you can bring in an extra $20,000 a year, extra $50,000 a year, extra $100,000 a year. So I think that's very important as 9 to 5ers, as somebody that's working in corporate, as just a worker in general. Just invest.
So I know y'all see Prada online all the time. He looks loud. He looks flashy. This guy, in my opinion, is very online.
I
a little
flashy.
bit.
I don't know about flashy.
I don't know about flashy.
But in my opinion, you're a very frugal guy.
Frugal.
In my opinion.
Very. But I mean, we know you though. So
yeah, I don't do much. There's not much to do. I'm not a young boy.
We on the Millionaire Essentials podcast.
Yes.
Was it your goal, and how did it feel when you made or accumulated your first $1 million in business?
in this space.
This space.
Yes.
I would say in business.
In
period.
business.
In business,
Okay.
period.
And is that like dollar for dollar? Like I had $1 million sitting, or I made $1 million?
You made $1 million.
You tell us.
Well, I mean, it's your question, so I want to make sure I answer it
I feel
right.
like in making $1 million.
Making $1 million.
Making $1 million, man.
I don't know you. How much millions you got in the bank? I would know.
But that's what I'm.
Making $1 million.
That's what I'm getting at, because
Making $1
you
million.
can make $1 million and not have anything at the end of the year.
Of course.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? So making $1 million, I've done that tons of times.
Oh,
dozens of times. But
Sorry.
you know, your overhead and just
I'm gonna keep looking this
not
way.
understanding how to manage money will keep you looking like you didn't make $1. You know what I mean? And I'm really just getting to that point now, because in a combination of me being a foreigner and having a lot of family that don't have, you know, everything that they need, and having friends and family, not just foreigners mentality. If you're from any inner city, you know everybody's working just to pay bills.
That's a fact.
And that the money that you're making is not making enough to pay the bills.
That's a fact.
So every month there's somebody that's like, I need some money.
That's a fact.
And I grew up like that. So I always help people just because that's what my mother taught me to do. She would get foreigners from overseas and they will sleep on our couches. They'll sleep in my bed sometimes. I'll be on the couch. And she'll get them to the next level, even though she's not even at the level she needs to be on. She's always helpful. So I grew up with that kind of, you know, mentality, always helping.
Yeah, I got that
and
from
always
my mom,
helping
too.
is not a good thing.
It's
because
not.
I'm taking away from myself. I'm not getting to where I need to be. So that was one of my main things I had to overcome, like helping everybody. And I can stop helping everybody. Because when I need help, there's nobody there. I look to the left, I look to the right. They like, man, I'm scrapped too. I ain't got nothing, you know what I mean? But we could figure it out. They always willing to figure it out, but they don't have any help. There's no assistance. So at the end of the day, I had to make sure once I start making more money, how do I keep the money? That was the key. People make it so difficult, but it's really not difficult.
Gotcha.
You gotta just keep more money, and the way you keep more money is one of two things. You either make more money so that way you, whatever your lifestyle requests, you can keep up with it and still have some more.
Yeah.
All right, because if your lifestyle costs for $100,000 and you only make 150, then obviously you only have 50K left over. Right. But when your lifestyle costs for $100,000 and you only make $100,000, then you're gonna be broke.
Exactly.
Straight like that. So either you decrease your lifestyle, which I'm not willing to do. I want to live my lifestyle, or you make more money, and then your lifestyle remains the same, and you can retain more money. So that's what in my last 5 years of my life, I retain more money. I stopped putting out as much money. My lifestyle could maintain the same way, but I retain more money by not handing out as much money. Because once you hand money out to a friend or family, you're never going to get it back.
Yeah.
I had to learn that. I swear to the life of me, I always thought, I'll give you this money today, and someday he's going to pay me back. That just don't work.
One key thing you said, though, maintain your lifestyle. A lot of us usually make. Yeah. Once we make more money, we increase our lifestyle.
For sure.
Right away.
For sure.
Make an extra $1, we spend an extra 50 cents.
You better believe it. Better believe it. You know what I mean? So I don't rush to go get a new car. Tav's my guy. Tav, no, I pull out in the Camry.
Facts.
And until you're the Camry.
Camry's is nice nowadays.
It's cool, but when you seeing a guy that you quote unquote think has millions of dollars, he's not supposed to be pulling up in a Camry.
And I think that's the issue with, and that's why I keep going back to this era with just social media. Everybody that you see online, they just all getting the big whips.
Bro,
unless it's a write-off.
I had a big whip.
Unless it's a write-off.
Before I should have had a big whip. And this crazy part is now that I could afford the big whip, I don't care for the big whip. Because I don't care about perception. I don't care about, my reality is my reality. Exactly. I don't care what they see me as or how they, you know what I mean? What they feel like, oh, he should be doing this. Oh, he came outside looking like that. He came to an event in the camp. Man, whatever. I could put a down payment on this building, this house, this rental property, this business whenever I want. Exactly. So that's where I'm at now. You know what I mean?
One thing you said too as well about helping people.
Yeah.
One of my mottos is, and I had to learn this too.
Yeah.
You can't help nobody unless you can help yourself, or until you can help yourself. So I was in one of those situations a lot where I'm trying to help everybody and I'm messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I see you in a great position, and one thing I see you doing is helping a lot of people.
Yeah.
Every time you become successful somewhere, you give it to the people.
Yeah.
So break down, what are you doing in real estate and how you out here helping a lot of these people that I've seen?
So how are you helping effectively? Because I think that's important. Because everybody can help somebody, but how are you helping them effectively?
The effective way is to get results. People think just because you share information, you're helping.
Right.
You're more enlightening. You're waking someone up to this method or this blueprint, but that's not truly giving them results. But it does start with understanding. So that's a great beginning.
Right.
I've been doing that online for years now. So the next level is now, okay, once you got this information, there's two sets of people. One that's going to execute, one that's not. Right. And then there's another set that just doesn't care, but we're not even going to talk about that.
Of course.
We're going to talk about the people that get it, they execute, and some that do not. All right. For my executors, great. How did it work out? Beautiful. Listen, just let them know you got it from me. I appreciate it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Let's keep this thing going. Let's keep paying it forward. For my non-executors, it may look like your information doesn't work. What you're saying is not real. Right. So I'm like, okay, for y'all, I'm gonna make it, and then let's just keep it fair. People are still lifing. Life is still lifing right now. People still going through stuff, marriages, they hurt. The money's not there. It's not. So as we all know, we know how to access capital.
Right.
So I made it very simple for people. I said, listen, you go access this capital because there's one thing I cannot do for you. I cannot access the capital for you. Otherwise, it's me. I'm putting into my own money.
Right.
You know, if I'm going to give you the money to do a deal, I might as well just use my own money. Exactly. So I give you one challenge. The one challenge is to follow this curriculum in order to access capital. Whether it takes you 30 days, whether it takes you 60 days, whether it takes you 12 months, whether it takes you a year and a half, 2 years, here's a strategy to access capital. Just follow this. Live your life, follow this. Because one thing we know about credit is going to take time.
Yes.
We cannot change that. It's going to take time.
You got to say that one more time.
One thing about credit, where we at? It's going to take time.
Yes.
Don't come to these gentlemen thinking, oh, as soon as they see you, as soon as they see your credit report, as soon as they find out what your situation is, they're going to turn it into gold. That's not how it works. Give them time, let them strategize, let them understand what's going on. So now for my non-executors, I give them that one challenge. Find the money. And don't find it, just follow the blueprint. I got it. Follow this, get the money. Now, what are you going to do with the money? You're going to come back and you're going to work with me, and we're going to mirror the same results from the executors. You see those pile of people over there, that crew of people that executed on this information, that are actually doing what I said to do, and they're winning? We're going to make you look like them without you doing what they're doing.
Right.
All right, so this is how I start impacting. I say, listen, I'm going to carry the weight on my shoulders. I'm going to find us the deal. I'm going to manage the project. I'm going to sell it. And if I can't sell it, I'm going to refinance you so you're not in debt for the money that you invested. And that's it. Finish.
Simple. So you're helping them get the capital by breaking down the strategy.
Yes.
Then you're giving them a plan of getting the capital and putting it into an asset.
Yes.
And then once they put it into an asset, you're doing all the due diligence of actually getting the property, either doing a flip or refinancing. So now they're getting paid passively.
Absolutely.
That's the play.
That's the play.
That's the play.
That's the play.
And he's doing it in real time is what I like. And you're
That's
showing actual results every single week.
Yes.
And the one thing I love that you do is that you actually bring your clients to the property. Like, even if they're out of state,
listen,
come see it. It's tangible.
Listen, we all know the current last 12 months of real estate with gurus, coaches, and all of that. It's crazy.
Yes.
Right? Without saying everybody's name, everybody knows. If you're in this industry, you know that people have been doing the community wrong. Correct. So just because of that, I wasn't always inviting people to do deals with me.
Yeah, I know. We talked about it privately. We was talking in our own community. Like, let's try to do this ourselves.
Yeah, we didn't want the hassle or the liability of anybody. But at the same time, not taking that leap and having that liability is stopping certain people from moving forward.
Exactly.
Right? So I'm like, all right, strategy. We're gonna take the liability. We're gonna work with it. But being that the last 12 months has been so crazy in the real estate industry with these online gurus and everybody else, I made sure when I came into it, I'm completely transparent with everything. Come see the property. Look at the appraisal. This is what a title looks like. This is how the process goes. So it's not just invest and sit back like this with your hands behind your head. What you could, but truthfully, I'm giving you the process. Right. You earn while you learn. You know what I mean? You're gonna make money, but instead of just learning and having your heads in the book, because it's a big difference between executing and just educating. We're gonna execute on this, and you're gonna make money. But you're going to learn the process. Yeah. But at no given time will you not understand, I can actually look online and see this 123 Main Street was purchased when I said it was purchased.
Right.
At no given time will you not... By this LLC, the one that I told you I would purchase it with. At no given time will you not be able to go to 123 Main Street, talk to a contractor and say, I am the investor on this project. Yeah, Prada put me in it, and I just want to look around. You can do it. Come on, that we encourage it. Come and see what we got going on. See, your project is your project, essentially. It's not mine. I'm just the executor, right? I'm bridging the person with the money to the person who receives the payout. Yes, that's all I'm doing. Because you won't get the payout unless you do all the middle heavy duty lifting. And that's what I'm doing for you. You get the money and then you get a payout. That's the two biggest tasks.
And that's the definition of the proof is in the pudding.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look, Prada, man, you breaking down some things that, a lot of people, they feel is unheard of, right? Sure. Transparency.
Sure.
Communication, right? They don't get that from a lot of these coaches, gurus, online coaches, who,
Yes.
you know, whatever they are
Yes.
at this point. You know, in closing, I definitely want to say this, right? You have been killing Philly. And if anybody has been in Philly and you've seen any of his projects, you've seen him outside, trust me, he be out there.
I do.
He be out, because I be calling him.
I
And,
do.
you know, every time I know he's supposed to have a play date, damn, yo, I'm in Philly. My fault, bro. I got to go see this other
I don't know why
property
he
real
do
quick.
that to
He
himself.
putting in them 10,000
I don't know why he do
man.
that to himself, because all you got to do is just look at my location, first of all. This is my
Yo,
bro.
you know what I'm saying? He just said, yo, I got private location. Why we calling him? He just said
I
that.
told him, I'm like, yo, come on, bro.
But no, you really been killing it in Philly, and I just want to give you your flowers, right?
I
Obviously,
appreciate it.
credit, funding, real estate, business buying. You definitely been a resource, always will be a
Ultimate
resource.
Yeah.
And you know, I know you got a lot of things going on, right?
Yeah.
But I know there's something special coming up in March for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we definitely want the viewers definitely to know.
Sure.
So, you know, definitely let them know what's going on.
Sure.
Let them know where they can find you if they haven't, because I know
Yeah.
probably half the
Yeah.
world has seen you now at this
Nah, that would be nice. I hope for that. But for those that don't know me, first and foremost, my name is Prada Jones, and you can follow me at Prada Jones on Instagram.
Yes.
All right. And to my brother's point, in March 8th, 9th, and 10th, we're doing what's called a ride along. But it's not just your traditional ride along where you go and see properties and people tell you what's going on with these properties. What we're doing is attaching a seminar to teach you how to buy your own property, be a part of what we're doing, and also show you in real time what we're doing. So you'll get a seminar where we'll teach you from A to Z how to leverage your credit in order to purchase these properties and how to refinance or exit, sell it, however you like to do it, right? I'll give you all my contacts, my title company, my hard money lender, my realtor, wholesalers. I'll give you the whole blueprint. The whole entire blueprint is yours. So that's day one, and then day two is going to be the ride along to actually see how you take it from the books to actually in the streets and how it all glues together. So that's the ride along. Yes.
Yeah, you guys have it. 2024, you have no excuse not to execute. Prada Jones, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
My name's Brandon Provider.
My name is Seven Facey.
This is the Millionaire Essentials podcast. We see you guys soon.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Peace.
Pretty cool.